Hello, am I live? I am live. Hello and welcome to Autodidactic Live. Bernie will be joining us shortly. So welcome to everyone in the chat and everyone who's not in the chat. And of course, autodidactic means to be self-educated, guys. And in this topsy-turvy, upside-down clown world we find ourselves in, we have to be self-educated, because if we're not, the only choice we have left is to believe what other people tell us. And we don't want to be doing that. And of course, everything I say as well, guys, check it all. Don't just believe things because I or other people say them. All right, who have we got here? Kamada, hello. Ooh, Pibble Scrib, Wundi Do, Fringledor. Very nice, thank you. Gilgamesh, how you going? Victor Freeman, hello, hello. Nanu to you. I would sit on my head, but then you would all be looking at my butt. Uso, hello. Yes, another live stream. Hello, welcome. Let's get it on. Hippie Shake, hello, welcome. Thank you again for all your hammering work, moderating, and thanks to all the other moderators that are here that do such a good job. Mac, hello. Gringa 1111, hello. Wendy Admiral Williams, hello. Truth Seeker, hello. How you going? Mac, how you going? New Zealand. Wellen from Virginia. Southern states. That was an Irish accent, and I have no idea why. Carrie Ann Quantum, hello. Good to see you on a live. Ha. Good to see you. Are you going to be there Saturday? Awesome. Who else is going to be there Saturday? Let me know if you're going to be there in Melbourne on Saturday. Hello, Christy. Jethro. Oh, you're going to be there too? All right. Yes. Looking forward to meeting you all. And you, Jethro. Edna Bell. Hello. Lynn Simpson. Hello. Oh, Lynn's going to be there too. Look at this. All right. So we sold over 350 tickets at the moment, guys. So, if you're umming and ahhing, don't do that. Get a ticket. It's going to be awesome. Everything's pretty much sorted. We've got all the music sorted. We've got visuals. We've got, it's all going to be different segments and everything. We're going to be creating groups and getting everyone to interact and basically meet the people that are closest to them and form groups, that hopefully, they continue. Because this is all about getting together, meeting people and forming, it's support groups really, isn't it, right? Because you need to be able to talk to people who can think, especially in this crazy world we find ourselves in. Tab P, hello, Ohio, how you going? Diesel in New Jersey, hello, thank you. Doc Michael, hello. We never know what to truly believe. We don't. And the thing is, learning is, it's like a ladder, right? The further you climb, the farther you can see. So a lot of the times, we need to almost believe things that aren't true, right? That are semi-true, because that gets our understanding to a level, and then we can move on. So, this is the thing with research. All researchers, we all say things that are wrong. As long as we're willing to learn and not have a big, have a small enough ego that we can do that, then it's all good, right? Carrie Ann is going to be there with bells on. All right, I'm going to be waiting for you to jingle down the street then, Carrie Ann. I'm going to hold you to that. Jethro, hello, super stoked. Oh, you're going to be there too? Yes. RH negative, Valkyrie, hello, halo to you. Lee Charles, light to you too, brother. Good evening to all from Alabama, USA. Wade T, hello, thanks for being here. Messenger, guys, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be awesome, guys. It's going to be so good. And we're actually going to be doing another live tonight, me, Kelly, and JC, who are, of course, the three presenters at the event. Because we have had to change it. Well, we got kicked out of the last event. They kicked us. They didn't like, they didn't actually tell us. We think that they've, I don't know, looked at our videos and not liked what we say or something. But we've got a new venue, so don't stress. It's all done. But that was a very hectic week, especially for Kelly, who's the one on the ground in Melbourne, doing most of this kind of, getting everything set up. But it's ready to go, guys. We have Oh, look at the library behind me. It's almost like that. It's an old style theatre, like a movie theatre, with the old flip chairs and everything, and a stage, and it's got a balcony, and it's awesome. Really old world. I think it's 1936 Art Deco building, so they say. And there's also like like a ballroom, or another room that we're going to use, at the end for getting groups together and building, because it's all about getting people to build their dreams, finding out what your dreams are, and then getting the support, the support networks to do that, right? To start putting them into action, because that's where we are. We've spent, 2.5, 3 years talking and being online and being separated. So now it's time to get together and get into action. All right, who we got there? ABB 94, what's up? Hello. TW, hello, good to see you as well. Ground your life with DZ. Ooh. Yeah, Saturday, what does that mean? Ground your life with DZ. You're going to have to tell me on Saturday. Can't wait to meet you all. Canada, I live in Canada. What's up from Vancouver, Canada? All right, with your awesome leader, Justin Castro, the first female president, prime minister, leader of Canada, of course. Edna Bell, hello, AT, Manuel Gonzalez III. Oh, thank you. Love you as well, mate. I wish I could be there. I'm stuck between LA and San Diego. Oh, I hope you're not stuck in a plane in the air or something. We're going to be doing Australia, and look, we've had offers international, right? Including the USA, maybe including Mexico in that, and the UK. So this is just the start, guys. This is number one. We intend to do these events all across Australia. Like we said, regional areas too. If we can get the numbers, and yeah, if we can go international, if we can get numbers, and we can do that. We can get other speakers to come and join us. All the researchers in the UK and the US, right? Excuse me. So yeah, this is just the beginning. So wherever you are, don't fret if you can't get to the first one. And we're recording the whole thing, guys. We're going to record the whole thing. We're not going to be putting the whole thing on YouTube, but we'll definitely do cuts and put them up. But obviously, it's going to be an uncensored event. But there'll be access to the full event if you do want to see it as well. All right, Midnight 581. Hello, I'm doing well, thank you. Joe Bustamante, what up? Messenger, please copy this link, Cam, please. Which link? Which link? What am I copying? I don't know. Oh, what am I doing, Messenger? What do you want me to do? Yes, Hippie Shake, I know. We'll have to get over to the United Kingdom, hey? Do one over there as well. Connie Stevenson, hello. Carrie Ann, how about Gilgamesh? Remember to have some good SAS time. What's SAS time today? I'm busy. I mean, yeah, I had a little bit of time this morning, but I've been working, and I've got this. Then I've got a lot of editing to do for the event, and then we've got a live stream tonight. And then tomorrow I've got more editing, and then I get on a plane and fly to Melbourne. So I'm going to get into Melbourne about just before midnight tomorrow, and to my hotel, and then I'll be ready first thing Thursday morning in Melbourne. I'm going to have a couple of meeting with Kelly, obviously, and JC, a few other things. And hopefully we're probably going to be shooting like a short documentary video as well while we're there. So it's all happening, guys. It's all happening. All right, we've got here Dijana Tasiva. Hello from Kununurra. Oh, Kununurra, WA. All right, hello. Well, we're going to definitely be doing one in Perth. So you'll have to come down for that. That'll probably be in August as well for anyone in WA around, I'm not sure what date, probably towards the end of August, we'll do one in Perth. So get ready. Nick, yes, I know, right? How exciting. Karen, thank you. And this is the thing, guys. Like, you know, we just started this, right? I just started this channel, and Kelly just contacted me out of the blue and just started making videos, and look where we are, right? So, you know, you just got to take action and do what you enjoy, and it will take you to amazing places. Howdy from Texas, Jack. Going, Daniel, Thought, Brisbane. How you going? We're going to be coming to Brisbane too for a live event, so hopefully we'll see you there. Svendabs, did you snip your flow? What does that mean? I have no idea. Sounds painful. I don't like snipping things. Thanks, Doc. Lunatic is an antiquated term referring to a person foolish or crazy conditions once attributed to lunacy. The word derives from lunatics, meaning the moon or moonstruck. Well, there you go, Lee Charles. I was also looking up the word asylum yesterday, and it actually started off as churches and things, and it started off as asylum for people who were seeking asylum from monetary debts and I think like legal things. So it actually had nothing at all to do. It was like a safe haven for people that were being, you know, by henchmen and stuff. Actually, let's do that. Just let me this up. We can check out some words. What do you reckon? There's a dictionary. It is the, what is it? The Webster 1828, I believe. Right. I'll do that. Should we check out some words? Webster's Dictionary, 1828. All right, let's go. Let's have a look here. So, how am I going to do this? I'm going to have to see both screens. Okay. Window, dictionary, that one. Okay, can you guys see that? Now, I need it. I used to have two screens, and I don't know why I don't anymore. I didn't set the other one up when I moved. So I can't see. I'm going to have to flick between screens. This is going to be interesting. Let's see. If I do that, what word should I look up? Let's do asylum. So we'll go asylum. And by the way, I thought asylum had two S's. Anyone else? I don't. Who knows? A sanctuary or place of refuge where criminals and debtors shelter themselves from justice, from which they cannot be taken without sacrilege. Temples and altars were anciently asylums, as were tombs, statues, and monuments. These ancient heathens allowed asylums for the protection of the vilest criminals, and the Jews had their cities of refuge. So, of course, this is from a point of view that heathens were basically the Nordic people, I guess. But yeah, that's what asylums were. It was asylum from debtors and justice. You know, justice, right? What is justice? So, who's got a word for me? Who has a word for me to look up? Sue Ashwell, hello. How you going? Lee Charles, they call us crazy if we talk about the truth. Yes, they do. Good vibes. Oh. Hello from Hamilton Hill. Tolga, how you going? Tolga, how you doing, mate? Oh, I just got a message. All right, who's got a word for me to look up? You're busy. Yes, I am busy. I'm going to be busy for the next few months, I believe. Not that I haven't been for the last 3 years. Originally, the definition of psychopath included the necessity to be poor. Well, let's put psychopath in, shall we? This is, what is it? SYCO? Is that right? No. S. Gosh, what is it? Who wrote it? I always get mixed up with all these psych words. Yeah, you wrote it the same way. Maybe psychopaths didn't exist. Wow. Psycho. We got no psychos. God, no psychos in the 1800s. What the? Well, there you go. I think we're going to need another word. Oh, who was that? Edna Bell, so excited for you all. Thank you. Yes. Hopefully you can make it to one. Melanie, I think Bernie is in Alberta. Is that him? No, that's not him. I thought he was in the waiting, but he'll be up soon, and we'll have to ask him. Virtual hug to all. Oh, thank you, Brianna Lynn. Big hugs to you. Words, legacy. Okay, there we go. Legacy. Leg. I see. Oh, legacy hunter. What the? Oh my gosh. Legacy, a bequest, a particular thing, a certain sum of money given by last will or testament. Good counsel is the best legacy a father can leave his child. Look at that. A dictionary even has a little quote there under the meaning. So there you go. It started off as, well, see, this is interesting. I mean, they say it's a particular thing or sum of money, but then they say the best legacy is wisdom. So, something you leave to people. What have we got here? The word sanctuary. Ooh. Sanctuary. Oh, that's a big one. Sanctuary, a sacred place, particularly among the Israelites, the most retired part of the temple at Jerusalem, called the Holy of Holies, in which was kept the Ark of the Covenant, and into which no person was permitted to enter except the high priest, and that only once a year to intercede for the people. The same name was given to the most sacred part of the tabernacle. So there you go. Sanctuary was where I did not know that, where the Ark of the Covenant was held. I just thought it was a cool place. Sanctuary. My word, mung heaving. Is that a word, Canada? Mung heaving. I really don't think that mung heaving somehow is going to be. How about mung being mongrel? I'll get you mongrel. How about we look at mongrel? An animal generated between different kinds. As a dog. What? What does that mean? So I guess they're saying between different breeds, is that what you call it? All right, got any more words here? Lunacy. Oh, yeah, we talked about that before, didn't we? Lunacy. A species of insanity, of madness, supposed to be influenced by the moon or periodical in the month. Madness in general. Cathedral. Pertaining to the church, which is the bishop's seat or head church of the diocese. Is that how I say that? Diocese? Containing the see of a bishop as a cathedral church, cathedral service. So, I mean, this is also, remember, this is a perspective, an English perspective. So that's pretty boring. Cam, I'll bring my guitar. 14 after party. Awesome, Carrie Ann. Yeah. Let's sing a bit of Patsy Bisco and Kumbaya. I'm into it. Or anything, better than that. Maybe I have bad taste in music. But that's an opinion. Sapphic. Saren Willis. How you going? Sapphic. I have not. What does sapphic mean? Right. I'm going to learn something here too. Sapphic is an adjective pertaining to Sappho, a Grecian poetess. As a Sapphic odes, Sapphic verse. The Sapphic verse consists of 11 syllables in 5 feet, right? In 5 feet, of which the first, fourth, and fifth are truces. Okay, the second a spondi and the third a dacty. In the first 3 lines of each stanza, with a fourth consisting of a dacty and a spondi. Okay, now I hope you all got that because there will be a test at the end. Okay, you only get a once overview and I'll expect you all to be able to recite that at the end. So I'm guessing it's a certain type of poem written in a certain way, attributed to Grecian poetesses, kind of like what's the other one where you different the Chinese one? I can't even remember. Anyway, Ben Stone. Oh, I wonder if it's in there. You can try it. I have to hyphenate it, you reckon? Ben? No. Ben? No. Ben? No. No, Ben Stone. Sketches. Love a Spondy. Yeah, your Spondies. Alex Panetta, prostitute? Really? Do we have to go? Well, actually, let's see it actually would be quite interesting. Let's see if we get a root meaning. Haha, a bit of a joke there for the Aussies in the audience. Prostitute, to offer freely to a lewd use or to indiscriminate lewdness. There we go. To give up to any vile or infamous purpose. To devote to anything base, to sell to wickedness as a prostitute, talents to the propagation of infidel principles. Oh my gosh, to prostitute the press to publication of blasphemy. I mean, they're interesting, right? They really do not prostitute thy daughter. Oh my God. Do I even have to say that? But yeah, I mean, that's interesting that, they're not really talking about the sex, which we really just think that it's, like a hooker, right? But it's to sell yourself to something bad. You know what prostitutes do? Probably sell themselves to people that are lonely, really, when you think about it. All right. Haiku. Oh, haiku. Yes. Thank you, Saren Williams. A haiku. That is what I was trying to think about. The poems, the haikus. Yes. Thank you. All right. Anyone else? Let's see. What do we got here? Anyone? Give me a word. Give me a word. Word. How many? Well, 141 of you. Come on. There's got to be a word. It's got to be a word. Let's think. What is an interesting word we can look up? How about kata? What? Oh. Kata. What am I doing? Ism? Is that how I spell it? Kata. How the hell do you spell cataclysm? Is it I? What? Oh my God. What am I doing? Why can't I spell today? Oh, it looks like are we still live? Yes, we're still live. Is Bernie here? No, Bernie's not here. And the chat seems to have stopped. Has everyone left? Am I here by myself? No? All right. Anyone know how to spell cataclysm? All right, what's another word? Another word. Yeah, the chat seems to have stopped unless no one's talking to me anymore. Hey, where's Bernie? Bernie is on his way. He was coming back from somewhere and he just had to have a quick wash up and get ready. But he'll be here. So I joined you so that we could be almost on time this time. So let's look up. I know. Let's look up Tartaria. Is it there? No. Big Tartar is Tartarian. Okay. Interesting. Tartarus, consisting of tartar, resembling tartar, or partaking of its properties. Okay, that's kind of boring. How about a tartar? Tartanated? Tartars? An acid. Oh wow. Okay. A person, a native of Tartary. Okay. Tartary. Come on, you've got it written right here. Tartary. A corruption of Tartar. Well, but that's a God. That's a cyclical definition. All right. Oh, I'm getting messages. Okay. Is Bernie here yet? Come on, Bernie. No. Well, someone give me a word. I think the comments have stopped flowing for some reason. I'm getting messages popping up everywhere. Have they stopped flowing? Messages. Okay, let me stop sharing. How do I do that? Oh my God. Ah, that one. All right. Now I'm back, but I think the messages have stopped flowing, guys. Let me just see what's going on here. Sorry, 1 minute. Sorry, turn that down. Okay, so there's lots and lots of. Okay, for some reason I'm not getting the messages come through on StreamYard. So, Crystalline, what here? Tartar Flying Sauce, Sapphite. Oh, what's Sapphite? Sapphite? No Sapphite. Sapphic, Sapphire, Sapphirine. Sapphic, pertaining to Sappho, a Grecian. Oh, that's what we just looked at. What am I doing? All right, what have we got here? Okay, lots. Signature. Oh, signature. Sign at Sign at and they look at they say signature. Interesting. A sign, stamp, or mark impressed. A sign, stamp, or mark impressed. The brain being well furnished with various traces, signatures, and images. The natural and indelible signature of God stamped on the human soul. Well, there we go. Isn't that interesting? In old medical writers, an external mark or character on a plant which was supposed to indicate its suppleness to cure particular diseases or disease or particular parts. This plant with yellow flowers was supposed to be adapted to the cure of jaundice, etc. Some plants bear a very evident signature of their nature and use. And so when he says that, he's talking about things like tomatoes, right? They're red, they're the size of heart, and they've got 4 chambers, and they're good for your heart. Avocados, right? They look like a pregnant woman with one big seed in them, and they're good for pregnant women. So I think that's what he's talking about when he says the signatures. On plants, sometimes they show you what they're good for. A sign manual, the name of a person written or subscribed by himself. So that's number 4 down the list. Right. First of all, signature is God, right? This the sign of God on nature. Then it's used in medical to denote different plants. Then they're saying it's actually, a mark on the plants, like an actual trait. And number 4 is where you sign your name at Earth. So that's interesting. In physiognomy, an external mark or feature by which some persons pretend to discover the nature and qualities of a thing, particularly the temper and genius of persons. There you go, hey. So this is how they change all the law, right, and all this stuff. Now they've got us signing to them, and the highest signature is supposed to be the sign of God, the Creator, and they've put themselves there, and they want us to sign to them. You see what's going on here, people? Very interesting. Actually, I can probably make that full screen, can't I? Can you guys see that? Or am I haven't shared screen again, have I? Whoops, sorry. Where am I? I don't even know where I am. Here I am. Hello. Let me share that screen again. Sorry. That one. Okay, so yeah, that was signature. If you want to have a look at that, I just read all of that. You can have a look at that. Well, I'll see if I can find. It's very annoying. Yeah, because none of your messages are coming up on the stream. I always sign persona non grata. Very good, Ludwig. Realm, Alien. Alien probably won't be in there, but we can check it out, right? Let's check out Realm and Alien. Realm. A royal jurisdiction or extent of government. A kingdom, a king's dominion, as the realm of England. Kingly government as the realm of bees. That's an interesting, out of everything they could have put in there, bees. Interesting. What was the other one? Sorry, I'm getting messages binging up everywhere. Alien. Alien. I always think of alien, right? Like alien is like a legal term. Alien. Oh, look, they've even spelled it like that, right? Alien. Adjective. Latin. Alienus from alias. Oh, from alias. Of course. Foreign, not belonging to the same country, land, or government, belonging to one who is not a citizen. Belonging to one who is not. What does that mean? If you belong to someone who's not a citizen, like if you're a slave? I don't know. Estranged, foreign, not allied, adverse to as principles, alien from our region, a foreigner. In scripture, one who is a stranger. Yes, go away, Pythians. At that time, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, basically, they're saying stranger, someone not from here. You ain't from around here, man. Living, define, firmament. Okay. Livingly. Wow. Living. Dwelling. Wow, no. The first thing of living is dwelling or residence. Existing, subsisting, having life, or the vital functions in operation, not dead. Issuing continually from the earth, running, flowing as a living spring or fountain, opposed to stagnant. So it means flow. Producing action, animation, vigor, quickening as a living principle. He or those who are alive. A subsistence, a state, blah, blah, blah. So it hasn't changed much. Consecrated. Made sacred by ceremonies or solemn rites. Solemn, that's an interesting word, isn't it? It's very similar to Solomon. Sacred by ceremonies or solemn rites, separated from a common to a sacred use. Devoted or dedicated to the service and worship of God. Made venerable. So there you go. To consecrate is to say that it's special, I guess. Is that what they're saying? Something like that. A reincarnation. Soul trap. ALM. Fascinating. Solemn. Consecrated. You say potato, I say abito. Oh, there you go. Firmament. Let's do firmament. Firmament. The region of the air, the sky or heavens. In Scripture, the word denotes an expanse, a wide extent, for such is the significance of the Hebrew word, coinciding with regio, region, and reach. The original, therefore, does not convey the sense of solidity, but of stretching extension. The great arch or arc or expanse over our heads in which we are placed, the atmosphere in which are placed, the atmosphere and the clouds. Isn't that interesting? And in which the stars appear to be placed and are rarely seen. And God said, let there be a firmament. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters above from the waters below. There you go. And it was so. Apparently that's the story. Is Bernie here? Where are you, Bernie? Come on, Bernie, making me do a show on my own. All right. What do you reckon? That was pretty interesting. Firmament. What do we got here? The ark is over our heads. Yeah. Well, yeah, right. Good point. The ark, that's where the archangels live, and the arch. See, did you ever, archbishop and archangel, right? Archbishop is ARCH. Archangel is ARCH. Hello, it's the same thing. Extraordinary. Extraordinary. Beyond or out of common order or method, not in the usual, customary or regular course, not ordinary. Extraordinary evils require extraordinary remedies. That's an interesting little statement too, isn't it? Because it sounds like he's talking about evils as health, right? Extraordinary evils require extraordinary remedies. I mean, remedies aren't always medicine, right? But most of the time they are. So, and that's a lot of, books talk about that, about, the parasite, right? The devil, the parasites. Exceeding the common degree or measure, hence remarkable, uncommon, rare, wonderful, as the extraordinary talents of Shakespeare, Shakespeare apparently, I don't know if it's checkable, but I heard that he spelled his name about over 10 different ways, so couldn't actually spell, but was he Francis Bacon, right? Who knows? The extraordinary powers of Newton, or the edifice of the extraordinary grandeur. So there you go. Yes. Extraordinary, above ordinary. The Vatican owns the crown, right? I don't know. Probably. I guess so. I guess the 3 city-states are above the crown. Not really sure how all that infrastructure works. I know the Queen's gone. Queen Bee, she's been gone for a while, man. They tried to say she was coming out for her birthday or whatever they put on for her, and she just didn't turn up because she's no longer here. Graal, is that a word? Graal, or does it mean grail? Is graal a word? No, maybe you meant grail. Grail, a book. What? Grail, a book of offices in the Romish church. Small particles of any kind. Wow, so nothing at all about, maybe if we put Holy Grail, will it do that? No. There you go. Interesting. What's a Holy Cross? It is the 14th day of September. Well, did you know that? The Holy Cross is I did not. I mean, all the astrologers may know that. I did not know that. Yes, sketches. Shake the spear. I know, right? Relic. What is a relic? A relic, that which remains. that which is left after the loss or decay of the rest, as in civilizations maybe, as the relics of a town, the relics of magnificence, the relics of antiquity, the relics of saints, real or pretend, are held in great veneration by the Catholics. The body of a deceased person, a corpse. What? I did not know a corpse was a relic, but basically that which remains, right? So so the relics, they went hunting relics. The people that were ruling Germany in the 1940s, they went relic hunting all around the realm, looking for the spear of destiny and stuff. So literally that means that they were looking for things from the old civilization, right? Jethro Harmon. Police. I wonder if the police even existed back there. The government of a city or town, the administration of laws and regulations of a city or incorporated town. Incorporated.
Hello.
Policy officers. I hear a Bernie. All right,
I'm
let's
finally
see.
here.
Is he in the
I hope
stream?
everyone's doing well. I've been watching a bit of it before coming in. Like what you're going over. It's quite fascinating, hey?
Isn't it? It's like, hello. It's 1828 dictionary, so it's interesting how they changed the spells, right? The spelling. Oh, we've got a very yellow background. How do I change the background? Let's put a building there. Oh, is that hard to look at? There we go. Let's do that. Is that good? Back in black. We can pretend to be AC/DC for the day.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, man.
Authentic Australian AC/DC.
Yeah.
There's a cover band in British Columbia right next to me here in Alberta called BC/DC, and they love to rock too.
DC/DC. Is that before AC/DC or?
No, it'd be after AC/DC, and
they're
a cover band of AC/DC, so I guess they got it right with being BC.
Yeah, and of course, R.I.P. Bon Scott, who of course was the best singer of AC/DC, and what's from Perth, Western Australia, Freo boy.
It's the electricity.
Mm.
You're saying that the
should go down
comments aren't appearing for you, Campbell?
Comments, yeah. I'm stuck like at 2:28. What's the time now? 2:50. So it hasn't popped up for like 20 minutes.
The comments. So
yeah.
If you go
can
to
see them, but they're not scrolling. They're not current.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So that's why I was switching and looking at the actual video to get the comments.
Weird.
So Sketcher says, "Hey Bernie." Teresa says, "Evening Bernie." Manuel, the police enforce the policies of a corporation. Exactly. That they only exist in an incorporated town or district.
Doesn't seem like my comments are updating now.
Oh yeah. Someone asked whereabouts you were in Canada. Are you in on what region are you in?
I am in southern Alberta, so Western Canada in Calgary, Alberta.
What do you don't have states, do you? What do you have? Regions?
Provinces. Province.
There you go.
Oops.
All right. Oh, I just said something and I didn't.
That was me by accident. It was on everything. So I switched over now to be me commenting for Crypto Alchemists. That showed up at least.
I'm reading the comments like, oh, I'm commenting. I almost read it out.
I'm an imposter, Otto.
Oh my gosh. All right. So, what are we talking about today, Bernie? There was some alchemicalness.
Yeah, so rexresearch.com is pretty much the modern day digital library of Alexandria for anyone interested in both esoteric and occult knowledge, writings, books, publications over the last 500 to 1,000 years. They have literally thousands upon thousands of posts up there translated into English and other languages, as well as it's also an archive of hyperdimensional or higher, quote unquote, fringe sciences, but so many free energy device papers and experiments and all sorts of stuff on there. Rex Research is amazing. So
REX?
Yeah, rexresearch.com. And hello to all of you lovely souls joining us today.
Oh,
tonight, wherever you're tuning in from. So I started reading. I've been reading on and off whenever I have time on Rex Research, like over the last decade, but I got back into it here a few weeks ago after forgetting about it for a little bit. And they've got a huge alchemy section, both of Western Renaissance alchemy, Germanic alchemy, as well as a whole other section of Eastern Taoist alchemy too. And what's very fascinating to me, so I started going back into it for Isaac Newton's alchemy writings, which are just so crucial and led me in so much of my own direction and experimentation. But also the older writings and experiences, and I got into some Germanic ones that I'll pull up here. I think, yeah, you're on there now. There's one, I think it's called the Treatise of Gold, if you can find that one. It's from the 1600s. It might be closer to the top, or it might be under G. Oh, did I have it saved? I had it saved somewhere.
Is there a search? There might be a search. Search. Where can I search? No, I can't search. Manipur Hall Alchemy Journals. Alchemy Journals, was it? Or you know who wrote it?
If you just scroll down, it's alphabetized. I think it's either going to be in the G for gold or T for the Treatise of Gold.
Yeah, wasn't in J. These are all done. I think these are all surnames.
Oh yeah. Okay, who was? Ooh, okay, I will find it here. As I'm going through the same on my side, but it shows me which ones I've opened already.
Yeah, this guy. He was a bit of an ashmole. You ashmole.
And look at her. She looks rather ghostlish or ghouly.
She looks like, fun. Fun to meet at a party, that one.
Yeah, wouldn't want to cross her at the party, hey?
You wouldn't want to rock up for, we're just going to have a fun seance. And she opens the door and goes, no, I'm out. You're going to come and baffle me. Oh, look at this dude. He looks intelligent. Betcha. I bet you he is. Johann Joachim. So let's have a look. If we click on this link, we can see Johann Joachim Becker. Okay, takes us to Internet Archive. And we have the book on physics. And in here, has it been censored? No, good. Oh, okay, look at this. Introductoria. So that one looks like it's in Spanish or Latin. I don't speak either. Back. And down here we've got, look at this, we've got, what are these? Oh, recent uploads down here. The Joe Cell Booker. Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah. Like there's so many HHO and different free energy generators and devices and blueprints on this site. It's crazy.
Wow. So that's, I mean, there's probably enough to build a Joe Cell if you're looking at all these links. A Joe Cell like a HHO generator, for anyone who doesn't know, invented by an Australian guy. So clearly it's a good invention.
Yeah, the Joe cell is very fascinating, and it's actually when I started watching and looking into the Joe cell, it was right before I started looking into Keshi, and then both of them complete different, I guess, like starting points and how they tackled it, but essentially it's the same technology of the interaction of field forces causing matter transmutations. And
Yeah,
the Joe cell is very famous for turning pure water or just water, standard water, into pure oil just by putting in 3 different frequencies and tuning it and having straight cold fusion transmutation of water into actual hydrocarbon oil.
that's just bizarre, isn't it? But yeah, the Joe cell's one with the 3. It's got like 3 sort
You
of
got it.
bits in
The
it, hasn't it?
3
Yeah.
rings within each other, concentric circles within each
Yeah.
other.
Which is interesting, right? Concentric circles sounds a lot like Atlantis. Oh, I thought that said,
Good point.
LEG, but it says anti-G. There you go. It's not as much fun.
It's not the
And
Francis.
oh my God! Look at all these links.
Right? Like
Gravity,
I said,
anti-gravity.
literally the
What
digital archive of the Library of Alexandria of today's time.
This is Eric Lathwaite gyroscopic levitation. United States patent. So there you go, guys. They've patented levitation.
Right? We're gonna get us our freaking flying discs before too long, you know.
Yeah,
but
man.
couple of years.
Those like Back to the Future skateboards.
Right?
Yeah. Have you seen the one? What was it made of? Was it made of beetle wings or something?
Yeah, Victor Grabevikov, I believe, or yeah, Victor
Was that
Grabevikov.
Victor? Was that the water dude who invented that?
Or sorry, yeah, that's Victor Schauberger. Is it also Victor something Grabevikov? Is
Yeah,
the
I think it was
Russian guy with
Russian or
the
something, wasn't it?
bug wings?
Levitating bug wings. What do you reckon? What do we get?
Yeah, look up Russian insect anti-gravity or Grabevikov. You found her?
Victor Grebenikov.
There you go. You got it.
All right. Let's try and look for it on a small channel so they don't bloody cut it, because it'd be good to show. 1.3 million. See, all the NASA dudes go to them. This one should be all right. 8 years ago. Let's have a look. Okay. Where am I? I'm back here. All right. Hello. 205 of you watching. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Love you. Hey, Werewolf, how are you? Where is that wolf anyway? Hope you find him.
Yeah, it's so lame. The comments aren't showing live. It's not doing it for me.
Oh, yeah. Whoops. Sorry, I just read a comment from half an hour ago. Whoops. Not making it easy, is it? Okay, share the screen.
Rex is watching. Hey, Rex, how you doing, brother?
A man named Grebenikov from Russia. Grebenikov was kind of a non-conventional scientist. He was an entomologist, did a lot of work with bugs, entomology. And his favorite thing was to go out into the steppes of Russia and into the various outer hinterlands and camp out in the summers and study his favorite subject. And on one of these expeditions, he started seeing some weird effects. This is all explained in great detail on the AchilleNet site if you type in Grebenikov and his flying box or gravity platform. But anyhow, the result of this was to show that he found a certain bug that didn't fly, it levitated. And this was he put this bug into a little vial or something, and he saw this vial jumping up off the lab table, jumping up and down. And of course, this is patently impossible based on any type of normal physics. So he got into this, and he found out that the bug wings themselves were creating an anti-gravity phenomena under certain conditions. And of course, what we have here, if you analyze, I think I found a bug, actually a beetle. And if you analyze this bug structure, you see a hexagonal pyramid structure array throughout the entire bottom wing of this bug. Turns out that beetles have two wings. The top wing is called a wing cover. And what the beetle does is it lifts this wing cover up, and then it flips out its lower wings or inner wings. Now, the bug cover protects the inner wings, but when it gets excited or something, it flips these other wings out, and it flaps these other wings, and the other wings, the inner wings flap a little, and this beetle goes gyrating around. They can't fly very good, but they sure levitate great, I guess. And anyway, he took a whole bunch of these bug wings, and he glued them to like a Venetia blind structure, and he put it into a little platform he built. So they were all, these bug wings were all covered in here. And he used I theorize he used the wing covers as well as the inner wing itself. There's also a kind of a handlebar on this thing with some controls. You can see the thing a little better here in detail. The controls, I think, had to be manipulated continuously and probably vibrated to create the same action that the bug was doing. There was also down at the base some kind of a lever, which I suspect controlled the amount of lift he was getting out of this thing. Anyway, Grebennikov claimed that he could fly this thing or levitate it, and it would go around at almost 1,000 miles an hour. Now you ask, how can that happen? Well, he said that there was an energy field that built up around this thing due to this gravity field building up in the platform. And by this thing building up, it built out a force field that basically surrounded him and protected him from the local environment. So even though he was flying at 1,000 miles an hour, you could go, you could be wearing your Sunday best suit and not get it flutter a bit at 1,000 miles an hour. I'm not sure I'd want to stand on something going 1,000 miles an hour that's 2 feet square. But this picture here shows him sitting on the ground. And these pictures are much better if you get on the KeelyNet site. This is the platform with him on it about 3 to 6 feet above the ground, because here's the shadow here down below. Now you could say this is all faked, but if you get into the other things he did with shape, they almost mirror the stuff that I discovered. And it proves, I guess, that there's either two crazy people in the world or there's two people that have found the same discoveries. So I think that this is a valid phenomenon, and I'll show you why. Next slide is a micrograph that I took of a beetle inner wing. This is at 100x. If you look closely at this thing, you can see rows of bumps all along the bottom of this wing. Each row is staggered from the next row next to it. And this is all over the surface of the bottom of the wing. Now, I don't know of any aerodynamic surface that has bumps all over the bottom to help it fly better. If you blow this up to 430x, you can start to see some of this microstructure of the cells that form where these bumps are. The next slide, at 970x, you start to see what these bumps that stick up are. They're hairs, look like hairs or fibers that grow out of the center of these hexagonal cells. And of course, this harkens back to my basic shape power discovery, is that each one of these, because of their shape going down to a point, is creating a magnetic field. And remember, a magnetic field is a rotating piece of vortex in the ether.
Well, there you go. What did you think of that?
Win at work by
Ah.
communicating.
I love Grebenikoff's work. And whoever that guy is, I forget his name, but he's an American presenting it, and he does a really good job. I believe it was the early 2000s that specific video presentation was recorded, and he shows the science of it very well. So my monoatomic gold, I did find on Rex Research the exact one I was reading called the Treatise, Joannes Agricola Treatise on Gold. And
All right. You can share it. Cool.
I'll post the link in the chat for everyone. And it's extremely long, so it's going to take me a few minutes to find the chapter on it. But it's for Germanic translated from the 1600s. It's the start of it. It writes, it's dedicated and written to the prince or crown prince, and he has like 10 different titles of whatever Germanic area that he was in charge of, that the guy lived in. So right there, completely classified, right? That like the kings and the princes, the nobility get it, and whether it goes public or not, chances are it wasn't. But he tells about 10 different instances and stories of medical practices of how they used not just the herbs, but instead go into metals and making them into these monoatomic, they call it palatable gold. But the part that I'm going to bring up are several instances of him explaining these processes of making this gold into white powders. But that he states that 5 out of, like, I think it was up to 6 or 7 that I read, but only one of them was the proper healthy white gold, and the rest of them were poisonous. And it's that it wasn't what we now understand, or I now understand, is that it's monoatomic is the healthy plasma single atom state, where as soon as it turns into diatomic, triatomic, these particles that like the oxides or the sulfides, calcified, whatever the metal bonds with, that then it's poisonous. And that he talks about this other way that makes it into a white powder, but that it's not pure and it was poison. So when it was in that white state, it's actually calcified gold, I believe, particle or something along those lines, but not pure monoatomic. And then going through reading it, one interpretation now that I fully understand, even though there is the chemical process of calcification and it actually being a calcium compound, that a lot of them are. Overall, in these ancient alchemical processes, though, the term calcification doesn't just refer to calcium particles with the metal elements, but actually also most likely the oxides, the sulfides, and any other of these toxic particles when it breaks down. And so the calcification of metals is breaking it down from a solid state metal into these powdery metals, whether it's your green bluish oxidized powder, your white pure powder, the yellow sulfate powdered, and etc. And so I'll look into it. Hey, Paul Cook, you're here, you're awake. Paul, I can email you the link if you want to join us finally.
Yeah.
You've been waiting.
Monoatomic as well, for anyone who doesn't know, just means one atom, right? So it's basically it's oxygen is the problem, really, right? It's oxidization is rust, right? So when they're stripping the oxygen from the atoms, you just get the pure element, right, without the damaging oxygen attached to it. And then you drink it like Bernie's doing, and it's much better for you than Gatorade, apparently.
Right, so it's more reassuring for me drinking and consuming this pure monoatomic gold and silver that I've made out of pure gold and silver, now that I'm reading of 400 years ago, it also being a process of them making this palatable, edible gold for the process of health. And another interesting aspect of it is that in these writings, they consistently state, and this was from 1600s, that the society before the collapse, the ancients, were much more advanced than they were, and that this is absolute fact in all of their understanding, their thinking, their beliefs, and that it has just been a recent rewash of history. And indeed, things would make much more sense when you see all these megaliths, these ancient sites and everything, that, hey, there was something more advanced. There was more advanced technology as opposed to this YOLO belief that we have today.
Indeed. And Bernie is drinking monoatomic. Is that silver?
It's gold and silver combination out of this. So it was silver anode, silver cathode, 1 ounce coins, and the anode turns into the monoatomic silver, and then gold anode, gold cathode, 24 karat, 10 gram bars. The gold anode turns into the pure monatomic, and then I mix them. And it's, I believe the Philosopher's Stone is in fact monoatomic gold-silver combination. And this is because in their drawings depicting it, they'll have 2 snakes going up into the water. And on one head of the snake is a sun, which is gold, and the other head of the snake is a moon, which is silver. So then it's that those are the anode cathode of those metals representing going into this reaction that then make it.
Well, aren't you what Paul Cook just called you?
A dog? Hey, it's working again. The comments are working.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they just popped up about like 2 minutes ago. I don't know what happened, but they literally stopped. What did we get? We got
amazing.
So they went 227, 228, 229, 308. So we lost like 40 minutes almost of comments. But you're back now. We can see you all. So you're all back. Yeah, and I was going to say, like, the when they took the ark, right, the Ark of the Covenant, and apparently they were wandering through the desert and that, there's a passage that says, they were about to starve, and then manna fell from the heavens, right? So, and, I mean, could that be monoatomics?
Absolutely. And
if the system is a anode cathode system, right?
Yes, exactly. So the Ark of the Covenant, it's a giant plasma spark gap part of it. And when you have that arc, that spark gap of plasma going through, it produces this white power. Usually it's ozone, they say. So it triple oxygen. So that'd actually be triatomic ozone. But regardless, it's this plasma stated. And I believe that also like the diatomic, like when it's oxidized and stuff like that, some of them, and they also say the sulfate state, the mercurial state, and what I believe are these metals bonded with them through transmutation, because I get also particles of these metals that are pure gold, and the alchemists refer to it as the mercury ones, and then pure yellow, and they refer to it as sulfur or sulfate. So I believe that that's actually what's happening with it. But those are also plasmoid or plasma state, but they're just they're less reactive and less connected to the etherical energy or the plasma energies. It takes more activation of it to get the over unity or super capacity out of them. Now I completely forgot what the heck I was going to say about that.
Manna falling from heaven. Paul said he can't join his sleep tonight. He's tired. So
fair enough. Paul, you're coming on soon. Return our emails, because it's this time, well, a little bit earlier or a little bit later, but this day every week now that me and Cambell are doing one of these streams. So we need to have you on, Paul. You better respond with a permanent date and come on, my friend, because we love you, and it's long overdue.
And we can start a bit earlier if it's I don't know what time it is in the UK, but we can start at 12 instead of 2. And this Tuesday, I won't be here. I'll be in Melbourne. So we'll have a break. But then I'll be back. And, Paul Cook will be on. I've got WhatsApp, Paul. I don't know. I had your number at one point. I'll look through the
sent you some
emails. I
emails,
think they
Paul. I'll
sent it to
send
me.
you another one.
I'll check my emails, Paul, and I'll see if I've got your WhatsApp, and I'll send you a message, because I know, right? It's hard to keep up with all these different bloody social medias and emails and all this stuff. Too much of it. Too much.
Right? It's like we got to get on all of them, but it's just so hard managing all of them. And like a lot of people now love Telegram, and like I am liking it, but I need to get an upgraded phone, because every time I open Telegram, it just takes up so much memory. It like crashes my phone, and I can't even answer text messages after that. Like I have to like go through and delete it all just to get.
The worst thing is, I keep getting added to groups, man. I'll go in and I just delete, like, because you can't get to them all. I just delete all these like groups I've never heard of, and then you go up and the next day and there's like another 10 groups here, and it's like, what is this? It's too much. So that's why we're going to have a get together, guys, in person in Melbourne on the 25th, this Saturday, so we can meet up in person. Brian says, at Bernie, have you shipped bottles to Cam? Oh, yes. Have you? It would be interesting to have along for the ride. Is it legal? I mean, is it? You've muted yourself, Bern.
Have I shipped what?
Any monoatomic silver and gold mix to me?
To who? You?
To me.
For you?
To me.
Well, we still got to just teach you how to, because shipping from Canada to Australia is so expensive.
Let's do that.
We just got to get you making it yourself.
We need to do the basic show, how to set up a basic electrolysis system, what to use and what to drink and what not to drink and all that kind of stuff. And of course, don't eat the calamari.
And then also, after you do your live event there, it might be 2 Tuesdays from now or 3 Tuesdays from now, our alternative history stream, we will have Harry Hubbard on. And he's the owner of the collection from the Egypt in America episode we did there, the Illinois Caves.
Yeah, so if anyone hasn't seen that, go and check it out. But this guy, I don't think he even knew what he'd found. He was just, he had tons of these just artifacts from Illinois, just complete parts, just completely out of place. And Bern tracked him down real quick, and we're going to have him on the show. And he's going to show us his collection and talk about it. And that will be one, not to miss. So we'll let you know when that's coming up. Probably 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks.
Yeah. But is this showing right now?
Yep, gotcha.
Okay, so this is a little bit of Harry's collection here, just for a couple minutes, because I'm going to quickly run out for smoke, if that's all right, and
bloody hell,
then get together the rest.
So I could run to the toilet, and what do you do?
My poor toilet.
I wasn't going to run to your toilet.
Oh no, you can go too. I'll be watching it.
Can we put it?
You can definitely run to the bathroom, my friend.
All right, there you go. It's on full screen. So guys, check this out. This is really interesting. And I'll be back in a few minutes, and so will Ben and I.
Ooh. So this is Harry Hubbard himself walking through, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. We'll scroll to an interesting point. Come on, internet. There we go.
These are two different. And this is a triple layered medallion that I feature a lot. Double layered medallion, and all of these are elephants. But that was real good of them to pick out and sort.
Is the sound working, guys? No sound, you say? Okay, sorry guys. Give me 1 sec here. I should be able to fix this. Sorry about that. Some were saying good sound, some were saying no sound. I am going to, should be able to fix this here. Sound was working while I was talking, but should be able to load you guys a better, clearer, louder sound for it. So pardon the buffering. 1 moment. Please come on. One day I'll have faster internet. Maybe if Elon wants to donate me a Starlink, hey? Rex, if you're still watching, how is your Starlink internet working? Ooh, is it loading to the same point? Yes, it is. All right. This should actually work now. Maybe. Sorry, everyone. Come on. What the hell? Kidding me? Oh, I hate my crappy computer. Thank you all for bearing with me. There we go. Ooh, a scarab beetle on it, he says.
And whenever the script is like this, it zigzags.
There we go. Finally. Sorry, guys. And girls. And whatever anyone else might self-identify as. Here you all are. Harry Hubbard himself, Caves from Illinois. Let me know how the sound is working.
I like that scarab beetle. Let's look at the reverse of it. Here's the whole thing. We'll blow it up. Notice the ship and the water in the script. And there's a volcano here also. Really nice. Really nice. And that will conclude this gallery's entry concerning elephants. Our next topic is human poses, or it could actually be archers. Most of these guys are archers. There's the whole stone, and I've used this tablet before. A couple of these I've used before, but it's good to show different photographers from different times. All of these were taken, I believe, in 2010. Let's blow it up. Really good looking photograph. Scott Walter again. Look at the character in this guy's face. You can count the whiskers on his.
And that's awesome that
And there
Harry
appears to be
Hubbard's
something else
already
sitting
in
back
contact
here.
with
I
Scott
never could
Walter.
figure out really
That
what
makes
these were.
me very reassured that these are actually authentic and not fraudulent if Scott Walter is working with him.
I believe Scott Walter took all of these. Next, we have this guy. You gonna blow him up? Sun and Helios together. Human poses. Right here's his name. There's another one. Let's blow him up. And I have not seen this tablet in any other gallery. Quite unique. And you see this symbol down here. I've used this particular stone in other videos, but now you see a different photographer. And it's really clear. I'm going to blow him up, let you look at him real close. Human poses. Playing his pipe. Clearly Egyptian. And here's the reverse of it. I'll blow it up for you. Who knows? Somebody might make a decipherment here. We'll give you as many tools to work with as we can. Some indexing there. And this is another very unique tablet. It's the whole thing. That's a Scott Walter legendary loop. Let's blow him up. So you can see him. Maybe hard to describe, but it could be done. What I've impressed most with this, believe it or not, is the detail in his feet. The detail in his feet is unbelievable. Here's his name. Here's our next specimen. Blow him up. Here's his name. Notice the hair is straight. Don't know what these are. Looks like a moon up there, but could be wrong. Good looking carving though. And here's the reverse of the same stone. Good looking rattlesnake. I'm going to blow him up. This guy is really cool. Check him out. Don't get no better than that. Well, there's a few more that are just like it. There's a bunch of script down here at the bottom. I'll blow it up for you as best I can. There's another fella, clearly Egyptian. Let's make it bigger.
All right, let's stop it. You had enough. But this guy, we're going to chat to him in a few weeks and sort of delve into what these are.
This appears to be some kind of temple or something. I never could figure that out. But he's in other galleries. Here's our next one. This is the front of this tablet.
Oh, Roman.
Looks like a Numidian helmet with some spikes on the top of it. There's probably plumes, but it could have been feathers or something. Got the snake there.
All right, I'm going to stop it there. Just because we've shown it before. So, yeah, what do you think of all that stuff? That's from, is it Ohio or no, Illinois? In the USA, basically. And yeah, it shows, you know, obviously people and advanced, you know, societies, right, that weren't supposed to be there. And the thing is, there's lots of them. You know, there's too many of them to sort of say, well, someone just did that as a prank, because, you know, this is a thing. You don't make money off doing that. So why would you spend years carving, you know, trying to make, doesn't make sense. So have to, ask some questions and see what the deal is. So what have we got here? 210 of you. Thanks for being here. Hippie Shake. Oh, thank you. You do such an awesome job. Thanks for being here. Wado says coneheads. Homo capensis, hey? Buried Axblade. Churches make a lot of money. Yes, they do. Sean Osborne, smuggling MP3s into jail is an art. Well, there you go. I did not know that. Who else we got here? Oh, Stellium7, you're back. How you going? I don't like to speak badly about people. Oh, after personal interactions with, hey, oh, okay, you've met him, have you? I found him to be less than honourable or trustworthy. Oh, my video paradigm crushes.
Is that Harry Hubbard? Someone's met him and they're less than quite.
Yeah, Stellium7, who looks into mud fossil type stuff and meltology.
Originally, I was like, you know, nobody could create these sort of like fakes and stuff like that. But then after, I'm a little bit skeptical myself now after watching some of Harry's videos where he's both has gold replicas of some of these supposed finds himself for sale. So it's like he's actually making replicas, which it's like, well, you have the capability of making these. And then apparently he does also have a background in linguistics. So it's like he has all the tools to be a forger, possibly. But it's that they're so similar to the Inca stones, and they're so similar to like Father Crespi collection that I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, and we'll be able to, everybody will be able to judge for themselves when we have them on.
And that's the thing, like, and as you can read across the bottom, right? These are just, you know, not everything that we're saying is fact. We've got to go down and ask questions and see if it's right or not. So thank you, David. Good night. And I saw Richie's in here too. Hello, Richie. How are you?
Richie has some amazing drone footage out on the islands, the Canary Islands, or is it the Azores? The Azores, I think, that he lives on. But it is the Canaries. Okay. Of like every third mountain looked like a pyramid, and then there are actual pyramids themselves recognized as pyramids on those islands too. And he's got some phenomenal drone footage. So I highly recommend checking out the Magic Treehouse.
The Magic Treehouse. Feel free to drop your link, Rich, into the chat. Everyone go check him out. Give him a like, subscribe, because Richie lost his channel. What was it? Probably 3 or 4 weeks ago now.
Yeah, 007 got terminated just like Bernard Conkin did.
Right, Bernie lost his
Not
channel.
alone.
I've lost one, but luckily not my big ones. So yeah, go and give him some support, because obviously he lost, all his subs. And he's doing some good live streams. I was actually on his channel 2 nights ago, so go and check that out too. That I think that went about 4 hours in the end, so that was a bit of an epic stream. But I'm on there from about an hour and a half in. Oh yeah, you don't have a wrench. That's because you lost your channel, Richie. Oh, what? Why can't I give you? It doesn't work. Why can't I give you a wrench? Oh, it's because I'm.
You have to do it through YouTube.
Sorry, I'm on StreamYard. I need to go to YouTube, right? That might help. Okay. There you go. You have been bequeathed. You have been knighted. Not met him in person, but okay. Sorry, Stellium says not met him in person, but have had interaction regarding his research with him and Frank Aon. They were fighters. I'm guessing you're not talking about the cars. Maybe they were.
He was mentioning in that clip of something about Scott Wolter a few times, and I have much respect for Scott Wolter. So if Scott Wolter is verifying that those artifacts are authentic, if he believes it, then I definitely would also, because Scott is one of the foremost experts in both geology as well as ancient linguistics and finding runes, runic languages, and deciphering them in North America. So who knows? The guy could just be an a-hole, or he could who knows, right? Like, everybody can have a bad day too, and you'd probably get pretty defensive if everybody's calling you a fraud and stuff like that too. So who knows? We'll give him the benefit of the doubt and have Harry on, and I'm fascinated either way.
Who was the dude you just mentioned that you would trust?
Scott Wolter. Rex has had him on Leak Project several times, and he has a show on the History Channel called America Unearthed, I believe.
Yep. Okay. Maybe we should get him on. And Brian, one loved. Hey, hello. And Jim, how you doing? Nicole, hello, welcome. 420 Love Sounds. Southern Illinois also has Shawnee National Forest. Oh, is that good? There must be some cool stuff there. You have to get some video for us. Hello, is live. And DN, Edna Bell, my body is knackered. Oh, well, there you go. I hope.
Every time I'm doing stuff live.
You don't want to be knackered, believe me. If you get knackered, you'll start wanting to wear pink, green wigs, cross your legs, wear those really tight jeans, and maybe carry coloured flags around. I don't know, but all that kind of stuff could happen if you get knackered. So don't do that. Don't get knackered.
I was attempting to show off the self-organization that this monoatomic stuff usually does, but of course, like never fails, every time I try to show something live, it never repeats like the normal does. The last 3 times I've just stirred this, it went into like a crazy spiral, and I've got pictures of it. And then, of course, tonight it didn't do it, so it just looks like a giant puddle of goo. So we will leave that for the next one.
Brushes out, and that looks like the turpentine bottle. Oh, but that's the don't drink this monoatomic bottle.
Yeah, this stuff is poison always. Like blue and green is oxidized, like the rust orangish hydroxide usually, I think, on that. And
that's a good way to see it. Is like rust is either it's red, right? Rust on metal, or it's blue on copper. So if you see that, it means it's oxidizing and it's not good for you. It's breaking things down. You don't want that in your body. Did I see Michael Jaco did a flat Earth video? I did see that. Oh, really? They took his channel down? Are you serious? I didn't see that. I saw.
No, I'm scared. I don't want to lose my second channel.
Yeah. Oh gosh. But yes, that's just a rumor. YouTube. We don't know, and we didn't. You know, we don't believe that the Earth is flat at
It's all a
all.
simulation.
It's definitely
We're
geocentrist.
LARPing. We're just LARPing. We're just LARPing.
LARPing.
Sorry, I will be back in 1 minute, Campbell, and then we can go over that second part.
Look at that. I'm like floating.
We have Campbell Gravenko. Gravenko. Campbell Gravenko right there.
What? Cambell Gravenko? What?
Because you're levitating.
Oh, I did. I know, right? How do you like the library? Oh my gosh, there's a box on the table in the library. How did that get there? It's not really there, guys. It's I'm sitting in a clean room. There are not boxes floating. I assure you. Mental case. Hello, welcome. My 13-year-old is in the chat. Oh, cool. Oh, okay. So no swearing, people. Everyone be good. Let's be good influencers. Healing and sleeping all the time. See the doctor next week. Oh, have you been? Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that, Brian. I didn't see the first part of that. Rhonda Butterfly, welcome. That looks similar to toxic sludge. Yeah, it is. So when you're making, this is all that was from like monoatomic, which is electrolysis, basically, which is separating the atom, the molecules off solid bars of metal. So when you get the red and the blue, that's oxidation. Don't drink that. It's like the calamari. Don't eat the calamari. Don't drink the blue or red juice, which is interesting, right? Because, I mean, what are the main colors of, Gatorade and Powerade? It's all like blue, right? Or red. There you go. Nicole Custard 13. Yes, but Nicole, we need to be grown-ups and a good example to the next generation. So let's do that. Speak in long words, big words like autodidactic, anti-establishmentarianism. These are good words. You never share your channel, hippie. Yeah. I haven't seen your channel pop up. I mean, how bad is the YouTube algorithm, man? It's just so bad. It's just so bad. My offspring, don't pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about. Who is your offspring? Should we out the mental case? What do you reckon? Sean Osborne, animals, are they harvesting us? Mean they are, but for stuff. I don't know. I didn't know is upsetting. Are they? Yes, they harvest our energy, but they only do this if we go along with their narrative, if we believe what they tell us, because the name for it is loosh, which is negative energy, basically. So that's fear, right? And that's why all this stuff, they try and keep us scared, right? Everyone's out there to kill you. If you don't put something in your face, you'll die, and all this kind of stuff. And someone's just knocked at my door, but I'm here by myself without the Burnmeister, so I'm going to have to let them go. Hey, my offspring, don't pretend. Oh, sorry. Already showed that. Where are we? Where are we? Anyone seen the moon yet? I've seen something in the sky called the moon. Who knows what it is, right? Reverse catheter. Monoatomic pineal. Do you mean cathode? Don't drink the oxygen. God don't give us the spirit of fear. No, he doesn't. No, and this is the thing. This is all about sovereignty, right? Is a word they use. Stand in your sovereignty and your power, like, because this is, like, did any of us go and sign a contract, right? Saying yes, we agree that all you do to pretend to be the government have the power to make laws. We didn't sign that. And unless we sign that, or they're God, right, or they can prove that they're created, then why do they have, jurisdiction over anyone. They don't. It's all implied. And of course, if we believe it and go along with it, then we're done. Hang on one sec, guys. There's someone at my door. 1 minute.
And that's why there's two of us. What I have showing there with Oscar and Bert, the different layers in that jar, that is this right here, random alchemy electrolysis lesson, is still active with 5 volts of electricity going in. The jar has been running for about, I'd say, 3 weeks now. And you can see the yellow layer, or the bottom is like a gray layer, then a yellow layer, then the third orange layer with those dark gaps that look black are actually spaces of just water. And then after the orange, another gray layer, and then a whitish layer, and then a yellow layer, and then all of those tubes, which are actually nanotube structures of these metals that have self-organized off the anode side. And when this reaction started, it was simply just salt water, and the anode side is an iron nail, and then it had an aluminum foil wrapped around it and a copper wire coil solenoid also wrapped around it. So those 3 metals on the anode side that broke down into all of this, and then the cathode side was also an iron nail and a copper coil. And there's obviously some transmutations that have occurred there, as there's at least 8 or 9 different types of particles that are produced here just out of those 3 metals. And I'll show the camera here these tubes. So everybody talks about the crazy nanotubes, nanotechnology, and how to make these nanotubes that are super conductive. And these just form and grow on their own, literally within a couple of, start forming within hours of the reaction starting, and grow more and more intense over just a few days worth of time. The copper coil has covered itself now in this black material. Some people theorize it's deuterium or other possible combinations, that black fuzzy stuff on this copper coil.
It looks like an aquarium or something, man. It looks like sea plant, deep ocean sea plants or something.
Right? And this was simply made out of aluminum, iron, and copper. And it's turned into all of this. And look at these layers. They look like the planet, like Jupiter or Saturn.
Good point. Yeah. Different types of rocks, like quartz and marble and stuff. And of course, right. Benjamin Balderson has the theory that because we talk about the system being an electrolysis system, basically. Is the mud floods that we talk about, all this built up earth, is that falling from the sky because of a process like this? Because even Jason from Archaics says the same thing almost, doesn't he? He says that the mud floods are red dirt falling from the sky, and red is iron, right? Rust.
Yeah, exactly. And what I'm discovering here, it pretty much rewrites all of geology and kind of chemistry, essentially, and it blows my mind every time I look at it and watch it, and just it seems like it comes alive almost, these metals. And right, the ancient alchemists believed that the metals themselves are alive, and the self-organization that happens, it's grown these different tubes and clear transmutations, and just the smallest amount of electricity. All it takes.
The thing that's looking at a form of metal, and we're just told that metal's only just a solid, hard, shiny substance, right? We're not taught about different phases of different phases of water, right? Gas and liquid and that.
Exactly, Campbell. That's a really good point right there.
But they don't tell us this one. And Jay says it just looks weird, my friend. And Wild Aussie says, am I related to Will Wild? Now I have to say, is that you're talking about my ponytail here? I can't even see it. My ponytail's invisible. I look like I've got short hair. Oh my God, oh my God. My hair's invisible. I'm not related to Will Wild, and I don't play the saxophone, but
never ever drink anything like this, any of these colors. Like that will straight kill you. Only the purest, the monoatomic.
Something just moved. There's a creature in there. Oh, are you creating like new worlds or something?
Isn't it though? It's like that's a little world. First it does the galaxy, the spiral in a jar, then the world in a jar.
Is this how we got? Interesting. Is God the creator just an alchemist?
Thoth, right? The Thoth was the very first alchemist, apparently, the legend goes.
There you go.
And
Sketches, I am the humongous. No, it's not a biscuit. You do not eat it. It's not a biscuit.
I don't know how good the quality is of that video. If you can see the smallest little tiny bubbles going up on that coil, not the big ones, but the
next to the
tiny
coil.
ones.
Yeah.
And is the sparkling coming across to you? Because that's what I predict is this atomic hydrogen, and it's actually doing that cavitation star in the jar, producing tiny little blinks of light in these bubbles as it goes up.
You can't talk about stars too. We're just an experiment in Thoth's bloody.
Hey, I'm only talking about stars in a jar.
Yeah, but I mean, hello, we're in a jar. Stars are in here, right? It said, right, in 1828 dictionary that the stars are part of the jar, part of the firmament. TC Malloy says, extreme caution must be used. I got very ill a few years ago from making colloidal silver from silver that wasn't 99% non-pure, had other trace minerals. So that's a big thing, is make sure you're using pure.
A very big thing.
Yeah.
You can easily give yourself a heavy metal poisoning if either the metal starts to oxidize or whatnot, turn in those different colors, die, triatomic particles, and or if it's not just the pure silver or pure gold and you're taking in extra irons or coppers, even but some of it's even cheaper metal, like lead, and lead especially is extremely poisonous if they have some of the older metals have it mixed in with it. And yeah, it's very, very dangerous. And that is why you have to know what you're doing, or you will do yourself far more harm than good. And so even though this jar now is full of like crazy heavier particles, different transmutations, and that would poisonous to us at this point, the jar on the left side, the pure white monoatomic, when I first started this reaction, for the first 3 hours it ran, and it's on a video stream that I did, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago when I did start this experiment up. I streamed it live, and it was pure white. All of the metals that was the material that was coming out was the pure white, just like on the left side. And you can harvest it at that point and you'll have it. And that I literally turned iron, aluminum, and copper into the pure white as well. And you can harvest it, take it out of the reaction in the early points, and it will stay as this pink white on the left there in that monoatomic state. It stays stable forever. But if you leave it in and keep it going, then it will keep transmutating and keep turning into these heavier and heavier condensates and self-organization and structures and whatever the heck is going on in that little world of a jar there.
Richie thinks it looks like trifle and he wants to try some. Might make you a trifle ill, mate. Don't do that. Bernie, stay with your herbs. Buried X-Blade said that he would call him Henry and then call him Hank. I don't know why. That's very confusing. I've been infused with heavy metal since I was a kid. Do monoatomics help to detox? Do you know? Like,
It is.
I think is shungai good for heavy metals? I think shungai is good for heavy metals. Anyone, what's good for detoxing heavy metals? Let us know, but no doubt you're onto it, Brian. But, but yes, hopefully you're feeling better.
Cranberry, coconut oil, stuff like that for detoxing the heavy metals.
Oils, yeah, because you need something that's going to bond with them and
exactly. So like the coconut oil, stuff like that, I believe works.
Oh yeah,
good.
they use that for what's it called? When you put it in your mouth and you swish it around and it draws.
Mouthwash, or like Listerine. Sort of stuff.
There's like a word for it. It's called drawing or something called pulling. Pulling. Is it called pulling?
Not
pulling?
Sure.
It might be called pulling because it's like supposed to like pull or like people do it like when you wake up in the morning. I used to do it. I should get back on it. And
oil pulling, yes. The comments are saying yes, pulling, oil pulling.
There you go. There you go. Pulling can be good, guys. It doesn't always make you go blind.
So for the second half, Campbell, can you pull up Google Earth and we'll go back to both the Kaliningrad region as well as Crimea region. And were you able to get any pictures of the Sparrow's Nest Castle in Crimea? Maybe we'll start with that.
No, but we're almost 2 hours, so I've only got another, what's time? 15, 20 minutes.
This is the Brucey bonus.
Where am I? Let me see. Oh my God, how many screens have I got up on my computer? Who can guess? Should we do a competition?
Yes.
Okay. We're going Crimea River.
Yeah, maybe just if you want to Google first some pictures of this. Oh yeah, or just Google. Find on Google Earth. Yeah, on Google Earth, the Sparrow Nest Castle. It's
Sparrow's Nest. Is there a movie made about that?
Most likely.
Sparrow's Nest.
Because it looks pretty cathedral-ish, if I ever could say. And well, they're in that area fighting it over still today.
Is it in the U country?
It's in Crimea itself. Is
Crimea.
Yeah.
Crimea. Sparrow's Nest massage and birth support. That's not it.
Sparrow's Nest Castle, Crimea.
Sparrow's Nest. Cast L. UK. What's this one? Okay, let's just Crimea first. We're above Crimea. Okay. We are getting there, people. What's called Sparrow's Nest? Sparrow's Nest Castle is... Okay, I'll share this and we'll find the name of it while we're having a look. Oh, Bernie's run away on me. God, I'm all here by myself again. Didn't even tell me this time. That's just rude. All right, so this is the Sparrow's Nest Castle. Oh, yeah, I've done a show on this one. show a video. Pretty cool. Business Castle, Ukraine, Crimea Peninsula. Here's another picture here. Look at that. Fairy tale. Swallow's nest. Hang on. That's not sparrow's nest. What? Swallow nest. Yalta. There we go. Yalta, Ukraine.
Sorry, that's why you didn't find it. Swallow, not sparrow.
Swallows Hasbro. That sounds about right. Okay, so can you guys see? Are you seeing Google Earth, or are you still seeing Google Pictures?
Google Pictures.
Okay, all right. Stop sharing. Do share. Okay, so Castle near Swallows and Harappa. What is Harappa?
So why I'm bringing this up, and yeah, you had done, I think like a year or two ago, a specific episode on this Swallows Castle there on Crimea. And that this Crimea Peninsula, it separates the Black Sea from the Azov Sea. And now Russia, since launching its invasion and taking over this whole area and controlling the Azov Sea, they have a canal system that runs through the rivers up through, I think it's Russia, but also like the Nova Russia. I think it's both in Russia proper as well as in the Ukrainian territory that's contested now. Both the Dnieper River and then a bigger, I think it might be the Yalta River in Russia, but they both are canaled out, and they have these canals through these rivers that run all the way through like the middle parts, essentially. Yeah, I guess it's still European Russia, all the way north up to Moscow, and then west all the way to the Black Sea and that Kaliningrad region there that we had also looked at in the Russian Star Forts stream we did a couple weeks back there, and we'll connect into that as well. And it's that there's this vast ancient infrastructure of these canals that and I read this in an article talking about the economic impacts of this war and how huge it really is that Russia has taken over the Azov Sea now and controls the territory fully, because they now have full control of all the cargo and shipping access through these canals from essentially the tip of the Middle East there, Asia, all the way to the North Baltic, northwestern Europe, and coming out at the Baltic Sea. And the infrastructure project that is, like, if you try to wrap your mind around the scale. Yeah, so right there, you got it.
That's the Baltic Sea, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, no, the Azov Sea, you got it right there. You're focusing on the Azov Sea, which is connected to the Black Sea there. You're bang on. So this is the start of it. So this is essentially where Europe meets. So the small part is the Azov Sea there, cordoned off, and then the big one's the Black Sea. And so you got Russia connecting to that massive part, then Ukraine next to it there, and then so going up all through there, all through the Ukraine and Russia there, all the way up, and then continues up right to there. Yeah, you got it there. At the top there into the Baltic Sea of right by corner of Estonia, Lithuania, and Poland there and whatnot, and Finland to the north of it. And just the size of that, right? Because, oh my God, how big the Suez Canal or the Panama Canal are, right? They're cutting through continents, and there were these massive infrastructure projects that are so huge. And it's like on the maps, they cut those canals are like an inch, and this canal system is literally like a foot. So it's like 100 times, maybe 1,000 times the size that this canal infrastructure truly is, and it's leftovers from the old world. Yeah, look at you go following these through, and I guarantee that some of these canals then the old world, the old system with the Starfort world realm, the Tartarian realm that was. Now, if you want to go back up to the very top to the Baltic Sea, Cambell, it's this. There you go. Yeah, straight in, and then this Kaliningrad region, and Kaliningrad also is in the news today. Sorry, just zoom out a little. You got the right spot. Just zoom out a little bit. So yeah, that big canal there, actually you're bang on. So that's one of the last lakes of this canal system. That the lake you're showing right now, and this canal is physically connected all the way to that other canal that we just went over in the Azov Black Sea, and this is the exit of it into the Baltic Ocean. That is the North Atlantic Baltic Sea itself.
Yeah, and then there's a smaller one all around the outside here as well.
Yeah, exactly, right. And we went over this, and you discovered that and showed it. This canal right there along this big other lake or inland sea thing. And so that canal itself, that is the canal. This is the canal that we are talking about. That canal right there goes all the way through Russia, all of Russia, through Moscow, and then down through and connects into the Azov Sea there. By Crimea and the Black Sea and Ukraine. So just like it, that system has to be the biggest canal network in the world. Like it's mind-blowingly large, that infrastructure. And it seems like it's remnants and leftover. It's not a new build.
No, well, it can't be, because we saw in that Ukraine, the Great Wall of Tartaria episode, that it kind of runs along that old wall, right? As well.
Exactly, absolutely, right? The Great Wall of Tartaria literally runs along half of that entire canal system.
So we've got out here, we've got this massive canal. You can see it all the way up here.
But yeah,
and then we've just got star forts and stuff all the way along here.
The entire way through.
Starfort, there's another one down here.
Oh, thank you again, Omar, for your support, sir. Much appreciated.
Did I miss that? Thank you, Omar. And then and as you can see, like this, look how dead straight canals are. And then we see remnants of other stuff that's clearly been, because I mean, look at this landscape; it's just been blown up.
Exactly, like it just must have been decimated, and like. Everything else is just such exact, perfect precision infrastructure terraforming on like just a macro scale that like it's hard to actually like comprehend the scale of it.
It's ridiculous. I mean, you can see here they start down here, and they go up here and continue. I mean, so they at least go across Ukraine, but they actually go right across Asia. Right? Comes right up here, and we're going to have to spend some time tracking, but we'd be able to, I mean, there you go, right? Just zoom in, there it is.
Right, exactly, there it is.
This one,
and also the Dnieper River. So when Russia has now captured the Kherson region of Ukraine to the west of Crimea that it annexed before, the Kherson region, and now is on the eastern side of the Dnieper River, which is that same river canal system that we went through in the Great Wall of Tartaria system there. Okay, yeah, so if you want to zoom in at the top there again, Cambell, exactly. So this is the Baltic Sea, the edge of the Baltic Sea, and so that's Finland on the left now, Poland on the right, and if you scroll to the top right, I believe they're up to, so
I've turned, hang on, let's do.
There we go. Yeah, so you can see Finland,
Estonia,
Sweden, Norway,
Finland,
the top of the
Norway,
Baltic Sea, and then if you go straight zoom straight in and then to the right a little bit on the right tip of the Baltic Sea there, you'll get
Down here?
yeah, and then just right a little bit more, just on the very eastern edge. There you go. And then zoom in a little bit more right there. Okay, and then down a little bit. Less zooming in and just to the left a little bit. Sorry, Campbell.
Is that a canal?
Okay, stop. So this area right here, if you can read it, should be like Lithuania, Estonia.
Yeah. Okay.
Lithuania.
So this is Russia. This is Estonia here.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So zoom out a little bit left.
Estonia, Russia.
No, that's Poland, right? There's Poland. Yeah,
Where's Poland?
So that was Russia we were just looking at. That was St. Petersburg in that area of the.
Oh, there, Poland.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry. So we were up in by St. Petersburg, Russia. Yeah, so there, right, this area right here. Okay, so that's Poland, and then this right here that you're now on, this is the area. This is Kaliningrad, and so this was in the news today that Lithuania has decided that it's no longer going to let Russia use its rail network to transport goods and service and its people from this Kaliningrad enclave back to mainland Russia, which essentially is a declaration of war towards Russia by NATO and by Lithuania or Estonia, whichever one it was. And yeah, this is where it comes out, another part that the canal comes out of. And
this is a massive star, this city here.
Yeah, and exactly, this Kaliningrad enclave of Russia, it is just a massive star citadel city, star forts mega city. And look at those canals going out. Those are canals right there. And
and then look at that. Yeah, so look at that. So it comes down, and look, they build this little offshoot to tie into this lake, and then through to tie into this lake, just to connect it all.
Right, and like that's ancient. It looks like it's been like neglected. Like you can clearly see it's overgrown. Like these are from the past. Oh yeah, that's still operable. That canal, the big part there for sure. Right, like this is all pure man-made, and that connects all the way to the Black Sea, to the Sea of Azov through Russia. Like if ever,
they're just huge.
So that's the Tartarian infrastructure. It was a water world. It was water power, water energy, water geometry, and water travel. And the narrative that in a world like that there was no global civilization, no global trade, no global travel, it's absolute bullshit, because clearly it was all shipping, all water technology, and all water travel.
Yeah, so they say that, what is that? Is that water? Is it?
So that looks like it might have grown over some swampy area, floodplain, possibly.
But you can see, it goes into there.
It would have been the former sea. Oh, yeah, so that is water. So probably brackish swamps.
That's from there all the way through to here is connected, those two waterways, and then it goes off around the edge here, up here.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Look at that. It's just huge. And down, then it connects, look at that, it connects into this bigger one.
Exactly. It's just a massive network of, it goes through, the canal network itself goes through 4 or 5 different major rivers, and that they all connect. So it connects these rivers from Eastern Europe, northeastern Baltic Sea of Europe, all the way to southeastern or Central Eastern Europe in the Azov and Black Sea.
And it connects through all the cities. They're all on these waterways.
Exactly.
And as you can see, you can see there's
Star
remnants
City.
being destroyed, but you can see this used to be something. You've got the canals. No doubt, if we hunted, we could find the Star Fort remains in there. You can kind of see some of the geometry in the ground there, but this is the thing, right? And that's just so there. We're down now. Look how far we are from where we started. We're down into the middle of Lithuania, and it's still not stopped. Right? It's still going down here.
And it's like the banks, like those are called rivers, but they're canals, and like 95% of that bank and terrain has been man-made and is perfect. Like, just look at how straight it is, right? Like, those banks, I guarantee, are all megalithic stones or geopolymers, and just perfect canal work.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, it looks like they've connected into, they've used what natural sort of, waterways there were connected into them, but then they've created, probably 10 times that amount in man-made perfectly straight canals. They're just perfectly straight. It's just ridiculous. Like, even you can just see remnants of it everywhere. Right? You just zoom in, and there's just these remnants of this massive water system.
Old glory. And
look at the landscape; it just looks bombed, doesn't it?
It's right. Just looks like it was decimated, and especially the further east you go on the. So this right here, what we're gonna have to do, a good project to confirm it all, is go over the old Star Fort maps of these areas and the canals of them, and connect them and confirm them all of the Western Europe that still exists today on Google Earth, and that they're all still there, and show like the civilization that's still there, what's destroyed, and then go to Central Asia of where Tartaria was, that on these maps the same size of star cities and canals and everything appear in the old maps, but they're no longer occupied or living now. And I guarantee you we will find on Google Earth the remnants of the same former lost glory of the old world.
Indeed. So, and that's how Olaf originally found the wall of Tartaria. This big wall that goes through here is he was getting old maps of star forts and looking for them, and that's how he found, things like. Oh, that's probably not a good one. Not that, but things like.
Well, that one, the blown up one, and a buried one that doesn't even have official history because it's so old.
But he found like the best ones are like this, where you can see the imprint under the ground. Like, that's just cool, right? Like, it's definitely not that I tried to hide it, put a farm over the top of it, and we can still see it.
Exactly. And like, we found 100 of them at least ourselves, just looking together in like for a few hours, and then Olaf's found several hundred, and there's got to be tens of thousands of them overall, because it's like every couple of kilometers, like 1 or 2 kilometers, there's one of those star forts buried along that Great Wall of Tartaria, and it literally runs across the entire continent of Eurasia, from the Black Sea there all the way up to the former Sea of Tartaria there.
So there, all through there. So there we go. All right, now, holy crap, I really have to go. I'm going to be late for my next live. Can't believe it. Shit. All right, well, thank you guys for joining us. Thanks, Bernie, again. Hope you enjoyed that one. Get onto Google, have a look yourself, look for the straight lines, the canals, and see what you can find. And we'll catch you all, not next Tuesday, because I'll be in Melbourne. I'll see everyone who's there.
Good luck on that, brother.
Thank you. And we'll see you the week after. And Paul Cook, if you're still around, get in contact. Hopefully we'll have Paul on in a few weeks as well.
Absolutely. So we'll have Paul Cook. We will have Olaf the Zwerker, and we will also have Harry Hubbard somewhere mixed within the next month to month and a half. All of these extremely awesome and amazing guests, their research, their alternative history on here to share with all of you. Thank you.
Indeed. Thanks to the mods. Thanks for everyone in chat. Thanks for everyone watching. Love you all. And we'll catch you all on the next upload. Bye for now. Stay
Ta-ta.
awesome.